Hello everyone, we are in week 2 and I'm recording this video to help you set up the week and also to talk about the partial test, the first partial test that will take place this coming Friday, and also the writing assignment that I released yesterday. Although I recorded a video already where I gave you the welcome to my class and where I explained the procedure, I'm going to briefly recap this procedure because it's the second week and I know that there are some students that joined the class late, and I think it might be beneficial for all just to remember what we need to do in my class. The first thing that you gotta do is open the planner of the week, and in the planner you have all you need to know about the week. You have the description, what to read, where to find it, and also not only from the book, but also in reference to the learning object of the week. In this second week, we are studying the writing process. It's a general topic. It's something that you will be using during the fourth week of the class. You're reading from Andrew Lanford's Everyone's an Author, pages 75 through 103, which is the writing processes, is in the first part of the book. Additionally, you will continue reading from the language corner, how to write good sentences, and which is chapter 31 of Andrew Lanford's book. The topics are understanding and managing the writing process, using writing techniques, using thesis statements, and understanding the role of collaboration in writing. We have some activities after you have studied the material from the book and from the learning object. And this week we have the regular exercises that I told you that we have more than one attempt, and we have the first partial test. So quiz 1, parallelism in the sentence. Quiz 2 is the second partial test, the first partial test, and quiz 3 is the thesis statement. After you do that, you evaluate your progress by completing the self-assessments. Where you find the quizzes? You find the quizzes in the quizzes area. You have here the first quiz, parallelism in the sentence, and quiz 3, the thesis statement. Remember, the name is, I gave them the name of a quiz, but they are exercises and you have more than one attempt. The real partial test is the one that will take place on Friday, and I always make the distinction by naming the test differently. In this case, it's partial test 1. This second week is very important that you pay attention to the learning object, the writing process. Because here in the learning object of the week, you will find information about the thesis statement. This is the only place where you find information about the thesis statement, not in your book. So you have to study for the partial test from the material that I gave you here. If you open the learning object on page 6, you see the guide to writing a good thesis statement. And you have all this information about the thesis, the patterns of a thesis, the limited subject, the precise opinion, the plan of development. You have examples. You have the place of the thesis in your essays, the contents of the thesis, the qualities of a good thesis. So you need to study all this in order to be ready for the test on Friday. Here on page 7, you have the differences between a thesis statement and an analytical essay, in an expository essay, and an argumentative essay. So all this is important for your test on Friday. I gave you a couple of videos from YouTube that will help you understand the nature of the thesis and how to write an effective thesis statement. Also on page 8, you have the concept of parallelism in the thesis, which is important to convey a proper and an adequate thesis statement. Once you have studied all this, is the time that you come here and then do the exercises, parallelism in the sentence and the thesis statement. If you do all this, you're going to be ready for the test on Friday. Additionally, once you finish studying the topic, I repeat, the learning object and also the contents of the book by Andrea Lunsford, you come over here and then do the self-assessments of the week. In the second week, you have self-assessments about the writing process, word phrases and redundancies, and using appropriate words. So this is all for the second partial test. I also mentioned that I was going to refer today to the writing assignments. As you all know, I released the writing assignments, writing assignment 2, 3, and 4, that are the 3 remaining writing assignments until the end of the semester. If you click the file that I loaded into this folder, you realize that you have a very clear and thorough instruction about the writing assignment. I'm going to be using only writing assignment 2 as an example because it's the first one that you have to write after you submit the multi-personal statement. I'm going to be referring to the nature of these 3 writing assignments. Writing assignment 2 is an expository essay. It's a 1-paragraph essay with 500 words, and then you have to follow the strict instructions that I created for you. I'm going to be referring quickly to the 3 and then go back to what you need to do for the second writing assignment. Writing assignment 2 is expository writing. Writing assignment 3, analytical writing. Writing assignment 4 is argumentative writing. You have to write an argumentative essay, an analytical essay, and you have to write an expository essay. So the second one is expository, the third one is analytical, and the fourth argumentative. If you check the document I uploaded to the second writing assignment, you'll see that all the writing assignments are going to be very similar. You will find a description, you will find specific question for that writing assignment. In the second writing assignment is a summary. Can you write a summary of an article? Can you write a summary using the 1-paragraph essay format? Then I give you instructions about citing. So in all my writing assignments, we have one single theme. We have one theme and a number of articles that you need to read. What does this mean? This means that all through the module, we're going to be writing about only one single theme. There is no free writing here. The theme of this module in this semester is the internet, enslaving or liberating. I have here the theory. Usually I choose one theme for every module, and in this case the theme is the internet. Is it enslaving or is it liberating? Is it helping our lives? Is it helping us be even better, or is it becoming like an issue in our lives? So the selection, I made a selection of articles, so there are 9 articles that are loaded into your week 4. Betting on people power, everyone's a journalist, Generation Z, online at risk, give me a break, how to be genuinely yourself when always online. So all these articles deal with the topic of the internet, so, and seen from different angles. So your job is to read all the 9 articles and choose which one you want to use in your expository essay, which one you want to use in your analytical essay, and which one for the argumentative essay. So it's important that before you choose one in particular for one of the assignments, you know exactly which one you want to use for every assignment, because there is something here that you cannot repeat articles. If you chose one article, for example, Generation Z, online and at risk, about Facebook, for example, and you chose it for the expository essay, for the summary, you made a summary of this article, then you won't be able to use it in the argumentative essay. And this is a great example of an essay for argumentation. So you got to be very careful in the choice of articles. So as I said, after you already have the topic and you have the articles, you have to do critical reading as seen in the learning object of the first week. If you go back to the learning object of the first week, there is one moment in which I explain the importance of reading rhetorically, of reading text when we are aware of what we're reading, when we contribute to what we're reading, and then by exerting our critical powers, we are able to talk to the author of the article. We have, when we read nowadays, we can no longer read passively. We have to read critically. We have to show that we have something to contribute to the topic as well. So that's why it's so important that when we do the reading of the article, we do the critical reading and then we annotate the text. If you read, for example, Everyone's a Journalist by Jennifer Branagh Cox, which is the second article, is an article about using Twitter and now as a way to present news in real time. So you read the article, for example, and then you make side notes to the text, whether you agree with what the author is saying or whether you disagree. So it's important that you go back to the learning object of the first week to see what critical reading is. And you need to do this because part of the portfolio, part of the files that you need to load to the portfolio is annotated critical readings. I will be giving you some suggestions as how to approach the critical reading activity. Since I'm going to be creating discussion groups by the end of the week, I'm going to give you a suggestion of something that you could do to share articles among yourselves, so not everyone has to read all the article with the same depth. So, but that is a suggestion I'm going to be making by the end of the week, so please wait until I do that. Now, for the time being, I want you to focus on the contents of the week and to get ready for the test, the first partial test on Friday about the thesis statement, and also to know that the writing assignment have been released and that you're ready. It might be useful for you to get in touch with what is expected of you soon. Please, as usual, don't hesitate to contact me via email if you need to ask a question or if anything is not clear.